Okay, where is this? I don't really know what these wow, audio quality is actually way better.
I don't think I think we should say that.
Except I used to have 20 games and I deleted them. And now like I'm trying to move forward because I don't have any more games.
So here.
One where I shoot. Please leave him. He doesn't even have a mailbox.
Transition. Yeah. Oh, you should have known the deal will come up.
Also, I actually remember this presentation. I was keeping on
It's on the slide. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started with the final RAD competitions for today. I mentioned this on Tuesday, but I just want to reiterate a little bit about what the RAD projects are exactly. And Frank, the new director for the RAD program, as well as Tatiana, who can't be here, will also give a quick overview of kind of the history and how it's developed. But really, our goal for having the Rapid Assembly and Design project is for you to have a chance to work on something that you're really motivated to work on. The ideal RAD project is one that you kind of define in the beginning of the semester, and then it really doesn't become or doesn't stay an academic project that you have to complete for the course. It's something that you as a hobby want to go into the makerspace or want to go in and work on to see where you can take it. And for those of you who are interested in continuing working on the projects, we're happy to connect you to the resources here on campus for continuing those. Or if you want to transition into another independent project or another opportunity that's here on campus, we also want to connect you to those types of research opportunities. Because ultimately, this project being something that's a little bit more unique, and it's also personal to you in that you came up with this idea, this is something that you can really speak to when you go into interviews or when you talk about your potential interests in research or your potential interests in going into industry or your careers. So hopefully you found that the work that you put into the project has been beneficial in that regards. And because it is something that you're interested in, I hope you had a good time in general completing the project throughout the entire semester. So don't forget to include these things on your resume, at least for the next couple of years. When you talk to Taman Career Services, they're going to ask you about what experiences you've had on campus so far. And this hopefully is a good one for at least the next couple of years to emphasize what you've been able to accomplish. So with that being said, I'll introduce Frank, who will talk a little bit more about the history and the progression of Rapid Assembly and Design Challenge. He is a junior TA who will be taking over essentially the research and design work that's here in EG1003. So something that we hope that you all eventually apply to be as an EGTA. The applications will be out in April. In addition to the traditional roles of working in the lab and recitation, lecture, and open lab, we also have TAs that work on the development of the course. And that's something that Frank has stepped up into a leadership role to do. And all of you we're excited to hopefully bring into those roles in the future. So thank you and enjoy the RAD today.
Great, thank you for the intro, Professor Gardner. So welcome to the Rapid Assembly and Design Challenge that we have for you every semester. You guys are the top 6 groups selected out of the 32 RAD groups that we've had this semester, and we'll basically be going through your presentations today. So I'm going to give you guys a quick history lesson about RAD, I guess, and our goals for the future. So there is a quote on the internet, it's accredited towards Abraham Lincoln, but it's not like 100%. But anyways, the best way to predict the future is to create it, and that's essentially what you guys have done. We've shown you guys the problems that we face in society. You guys have encountered encountered them, you guys have identified them, and throughout the semester, you guys have been working on solving them, and this is something we can celebrate today. So about RAD. So we started this program back in fall 2017 when I was a freshman here, and there used to be a program called I2E, which combined 1003 and 1001 into one class, which was a little interesting. But now, as 1003, we offer the chance for you guys to solve your own problem that you decide needs solving. You guys are allowed to prototype technology for a real-world problem. And our program at the beginning, it was 5 groups. That became 15, that became 25, and it became over 30 groups this semester. So in the past, a long time ago, a first-year student expressed interest in building a drone instead of doing a LEGO course. And they developed the early framework that we wanted for running and grading independent projects. This is something that we've always wanted to do because innovation, entrepreneurship, self-critical thinking, this is something that we want to foster for you guys as developing engineers. And in 2018, in the fall of 2018, we scaled up the existing structure and we expanded it to 15 groups. So these are just some of the projects that we've had in the past. I'm sure some of you guys have seen these before in other presentations, but the first one, the unmanned aerial vehicle, Pepper Pet, the holographic pet toy, and Helping Hands, prosthetic hand, which, as you guys may be aware of, developed into the SLDP we have now, BMD. So this semester, 105 ideas were submitted by you guys. These are ideas that you wanted to see solved, and over those 105 ideas, 32 RAD groups were formed. You guys are the top 6 exceptional groups presenting today. Just a few pictures of all the work that we've done in the model shop on the 5th floor this semester. So when we look towards the future, again, we want to scale up RAD more and more. We want our students as first-year students coming in with little knowledge of applications of engineering principles and whatnot to be able to still create something that they want to create. Something that we believe is that when you're given your own idea, when you're given your own motivation, that project will turn out better because you're more passionate about what you do. And in the future, we want to help guide this topic creation progress a little better. For a lot of you guys, it might have been difficult coming up with your original ideas. That's why we want to help guide you into creating new ideas in the future. Additionally, we want to get more involvement from various departments here at Tandon. We want to involve faculty from all around the campus. And we definitely do want your projects to continue throughout multiple semesters. It is a little difficult to create a functional prototype in just one semester, much less a fully functional project. And we want to be able to have you guys work on these projects throughout multiple semesters here at Tandon and have more competitions like this. More opportunities for you guys to showcase what you guys can do and have them. So without further ado, we can get started on the presentations.
Hello, my name is Sarah Zaidan and I'm the CEO of Autosist.
Hello, I'm Daniel Lam, I'm CFO of Autosist.
Hi, I'm Suchi, I'm the CIO of Autosist.
And this is our overall agenda for today's presentation. This is who we are. Again, I'm Sarah and I have background in mechanical engineering and business.
I'm Daniel Lam and I have a master's from MIT in mechanical engineering.
Hi, I'm Suchi, I graduated from Tandon with a MS in cybersecurity.
Today, about 1% of the world's population has autism. Our problem is that many autistic people with sensory processing disorder are extremely sensitive to sounds and find it very difficult to cope with normal levels of noise. For example, the sound of a car horn that you might unconsciously ignore while walking down the streets might seem magnified and even painful to the ears of people with autism. This is why Daniel and Sichi are here today to show you how Autosist aim to help find a solution to our problem.
Thank you, Sarah, and that is why we created SmartStance, the world's first smart headset, especially designed for people with autism or anyone suffering from sensory overload. This smart headset design will cancel out all loud noises around the user, while still allowing the user to hear quiet conversations and people talking around them. CG is here to explain exactly how we accomplish that in this headset. Here's CG.
Thank you, Daniel. I'll be introducing what our product is and how it works. As you can see, the SmartStance have 5 components, the 2 highlights being the outer frame, which is built by wood using laser cut, and the processor as Raspberry Pi. The Pi reduces noise by performing A weighting and L filtering. For those of you who don't know, L filtering basically smooths out the sound, and A weighting transforms the noise sound waves into frequencies the human ears understand, that is decibel levels. The Raspberry Pi also pick up information from the server, so the user can upgrade like the preset decibel level through the app. Next, we'll go into a video demo.
Hello, my name is Sarah Zaidan, and I'm the CEO of Autism. Our mission is to make life better for people with autism by providing smart devices, such as SmartStance, that reduce the impact of external stimuli. SmartStance was designed to cancel out loud environment noises using Raspberry Pi as a processor. An Android app will come along with our device to customize it and provide the user with health data. Today, about 1% of the world's population has autism, and autism-related services in the US cost up to $262 billion annually. This is why Autisys is here to help by presenting a one-of-a-kind headset that helps reducing one of the most common sensory overload to autistic people, loud noises. Here is our overall headset design. The microphone, strategically placed on the top of the headset, picks up the ambient sound around the user. The sound is then sent to the Raspberry Pi processor. Before the sound is transmitted to the user, the processor analyzes the sound waves. If they are over a preset decibel level, the sound level gets reduced. The resulting sound waves are then sent to the user via the speakers. Here is a snapshot of the total device. Through the Autisys app, the user is able to select the decibel level desired in the headset.
There are 2 main improvements that are being worked on in order to make this headset more functional. The first one would be a sound cancelling feature through artificial intelligence. This feature would focus on cancelling specific and triggering sounds to the user. The second improvement would be adding more insulation around the user's ears. Monthly app updates will be here to help us best implement these improvements.
Thank you, Sarah. And you may be wondering why you should choose Autisys, like specifically us. I'm here to answer that question. First, we have like a really user-friendly app. It's small, it's tiny, it's clean, so like it won't need all the memory of your phone, you know. And what's more importantly, since we know that our customer community is autistic people, like we decide to make our product customizable and upgradable. So we will take like polls on social medias like Twitter to understand what the customer really wants and to integrate those changes into our application so that SmartStance only gets smarter.
And that is why you should go out today and pick up your SmartStance headset for only $200. Log on to www.autisys.com and pick up your smart headset. They're selling out fast, so download it now. Also, you can try our Android app available. Just go out and download it. Thank you all for coming here, and I'd like to take any questions that anyone might have about our smart headset.
Okay.
Yes?
What makes your product different from, let's say, like proposed noise canceling headphones?
So that's a great question. The question is, what makes our headset better than those headsets? There's a few main benefits that we have. The first benefit is that we are updating our headset every single month. Every month by taking polls from Twitter, our headset's only getting smarter. Unlike Bose headsets, which get dumber every month, basically, ours will get smarter. It's the best investment you can make. Also, ours will take, for autistic people, it's specially designed taking the sound from around you, which Bose doesn't do so well, and send it out through the headset. So this is a no-brainer compared to Bose. And Bose's cheapest headset model is $350, and ours is only $200.
And to add to what my partner said, our application will help customize this headset. So the customer would be aware at all times of what decibel level is entering the headset.
Yes, you in the back?
Yeah, I have a question. What is the latency between the time the microphone picks up the sound and it gets sent to my ears?
That's a great question. The question is, what was the latency that's between from this time this headset picks up the sound until it gets sent to your ears? Do you want to take that? So our goal was to hit under 1/10 of a second, since that's the latency that human could tell the difference, and we by far succeeded at it. We were less than 1/8 of that, I think. So we're really, really good.
Also, to add on to that, because the human ears, we have like two ears to distinguish where the sound comes from, based on like the difference in time that you like either eye receive them. So we're trying to add like a second microphone on the top, so that it does like it does it in a similar fashion.
Anyone else?
Thank you, guys. Please welcome our next group, the creators of the Paw Prints.
So today we're going to discuss with you our new paw print product from Furry Friends Incorporated.
So a little bit about us and our company. We're a company aimed to keep pets safer and to give pet owners a peace of mind knowing that their pets are safe and that their family will stay whole.
So my name is Daniel Heredia. In this project I was the head of research, which basically was responsible for integrating and researching the various different technologies that went into this product and that we used over the course of building it.
I'm V. Lee. I was the project coordinator, and I was in charge of making sure that we completed everything that we need to do and organized the tasks that we needed to complete our prototype.
I'm Assam Zaman. I was the operations manager. My job was to make sure that all the tasks were done in an organized manner and in a timely fashion.
So the problem that we set out to solve is with the fundamental problem of owning a pet. What do you do if your pet leaves the home? You can't talk to the pet, you don't know where it's from, and it's very difficult to derive any information without additional technologies or resources. So one of the ways that the pet owners have went about solving this problem is using microchips, which is an implantable chip, very small, that goes into the pet that contains radio frequency. You can receive information off of it by bringing it to a pet. However, there are several problems associated with this issue, namely having access to a pet's veterinary that will have the technologies to scan it, and whether these technologies are compatible.
So our solution is a collar with built-in modules that allows for location tracking in real time and wireless communication via Bluetooth connection for the app and via cellular communication for the location.
So our product has three main parts. There is the physical part, which is the collar. The collar acts as the enclosure for all the electrical components and is both solar and battery powered. Our first interface, which is the app, configures the website in close range using Bluetooth connection. Our website, which is our second interface, displays the information for the pet owner and the pet finders, as well as the map for tracking.
So the device is essentially a collar that we built that is location trackable over cellular technology, same stuff that's using your phone, and allows you to have a peace of mind if the pet ever gets lost or is missing, no matter where it is in the world. Now this is also a customizable size using various hinges that allows you to fit no matter what size your pet is.
So version 1 is our original design. We originally made it to have a silicone or rubber encasing for the physical collar, but when we started building it, we realized that it was too large to be a practical collar. So we adjusted our design, and we also changed the material to fabric to make it more comfortable and a more breathable material for the pet to wear. And we built our prototype according to that scale instead.
This is our final prototype. As you can see in figure 6, it shows the top view of our product. Figure 7 shows the QR code, which if scanned, takes you directly to our website where you can display the information for the pet finders as well as the pet owners. Figure 8 shows the material that we use in order to enclose the electrical components, and we also have the solar panels which charge our product.
So the main interface that you have once receiving the product is your mobile app. This, over Bluetooth, allows you to connect to your device and set all of the parameters such as owner name, address, and whatever else biological information about your pet, such as allergies or other important information for someone finding a pet should ought to know. Now this is very user-friendly and convenient because you can change these parameters anytime you want instead of having to take it to the vet.
Our second interface is a website, and it's dual purpose. The first purpose is for pet finders. If they are to locate your pet, they can scan the QR code on the collar and they'll automatically see all of the contact and pet information that you uploaded using the app. The second purpose is for pet owners. If the pet gets lost, they can go to the same website and there will be a map with the current location of the pet collar on the pet so you can easily track where your pet is.
This is our total cost estimate. In total, all our materials came out to be a total of $78,073, and our total project came out to be $27,000, $828,073.
This is a bit of a demonstration how one would use this.
I have nothing but praise to give to the all-new Paw Prints product from Furry Friends Incorporated. It allows me to configure information pertaining to myself, the owner, and my location to be able to track this pet no matter where it goes. Now I can just set it and forget it and be all set to go, and then when I need to go back and find it. Where'd my pet go? Where's it go? Where'd my pet go? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't know where my steps. I don't know where to give. Okay, I think it leads me to right here.
Hey, are you Daniel?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, I found your pet bunny.
Oh, thank you so much! Oh my god, look at that! Get the paw print, everybody.
Okay, so Daniel mentioned a little bit about this before. The only current competition that we have is pet microchipping, but like he said, it's very inefficient. In order to update your contact information, which is imperative to your pet being able to find its way home, you have to schedule an appointment at the vet's office and make your way there, which is very inconvenient for people with busy schedules. In addition to that, the only way that it's effective is if your pet finds itself at a vet clinic after it's lost, which is not a very likely occurrence since most of the time either nobody finds them or the people that do find them don't bring them to the vet's office right away. So even though it stores all this data, nobody can read it unless it ends up at a vet.
So now, why would you choose Paw Print? Paw Print offers the cheapest prices in the industry. Every member of our team has at least 10 years of experience in their respective fields. Our collar is built with the sturdiest material you can find. It is both solar and battery powered, which is extremely convenient. It is both website and app compatible, and it is extremely easy to update contact and pet information. And figure 12 shows our website, which reiterates these exact same claims.
So the future improvements that we can make on our current prototype is to allow a more variety of sizes, so that no matter if you have a great big German Shepherd or a little tiny Chihuahua, the pet will be able to be tracked no matter where you are in the world. This also another feature would be allowed would to be an alert system using push notifications should your pet leave a set defined area such as your home, or say if you're with you and it leaves a certain range from your phone, then you can get an alert saying that your pet has left the vicinity and you should go start looking for it. Another thing is to also make some variations in the collar structure, since already we do have a comfortable design, but also we understand that some pets have other allergies and other things that we want to accommodate as well.
So in summary, the POPRIN is a collar that allows for tracking communication, and it's a much more convenient and efficient alternative to current pet microchipping technology, and it takes into account the fact that when pets get lost, they're outside, and we've integrated a solar power feature to accommodate for this.
I'm Daniel.
I'm V.
I'm Hassan.
Thanks for listening. Have any questions?
In the back?
Yes, how much does this cost?
So in terms of producing this, actually, we were very under budget with all the things we needed. We were within, because the technologies that we use, we were able to implement them pretty efficiently. So a microchip, do you know how much a microchipping procedure?
Yes, so with microchipping, if you take into account the equipment and the actual microchip and the implantation, it's about $50 to $75. And so currently, since we only produce one prototype and our cost for production is about $75, if we mass produce this, we're able to get that cost down significantly and be at a competitive price to current pet microchipping technology, if not cheaper.
Yes.
So you use solar panel for charging. So what if say the pet is out there and somehow that solar panel gets damaged or somehow? What would be a solution?
Yeah, of course. So basically, it's mounted directly onto the frame, so it'd be hard for it to get, it's in the middle, so it's hard for it to hit. If let's say there was another place for it to get punctured, it's pretty durable. But what a lot of people have had questions about is what if it's just not sunny? Normally, you do have the option of plugging it in to an external power source as well. So then there's, you have flexibility in how to power the device.
Yeah, and to add on to that, our product is also battery powered, so if the solar power is not working, you can also rely on the battery.
Yes?
So there are a lot of GPS dog collars on the market, but none of them are really solar panel. And a lot of the GPS dog collars, they run out of battery incredibly quickly. Have you done a cost analysis to see how the cost of adding the solar panel affects the battery time and the cost per extra hour or extra minute?
Definitely, yes. I'm actually really glad you asked that question, because one of the things that GPS suffers from, GPS uses a lot of power to be able to reach the satellites in space. It has to use, basically GPS requires you to connect to three satellites in order to get a location lock, and actually takes a really long time if you don't have cellular technology. So by using cellular technology, you actually get an approximate location, pretty solid, that will allow you to find your pet with almost with a fraction of the battery you've used. And since the solar panels are at the same voltage and wattage as the battery that we're using, it's actually a very efficient process that gets us tons more days, if not days, more battery time. Yeah. Sorry, do you mean efficiency and?
No, because I know that the dogs fur can cover the solar panel, but have you done an analysis to see if the cost of the solar panel is worth it?
Oh yeah. Of course, yeah. So definitely, because the solar panels are actually the ones we used were very low cost. Since if they were low voltage, so if we just put more of them around, we actually get more efficiency than using one solid panel that could get damaged more easily. So.
And also, we specifically designed our color to be really low power because we took into consideration that when pets are away from home, you don't know how long they are going to be away from home for, and considering that the pet is going to be wearing this, we also have to make it lightweight, so we did take that into consideration too. What would happen to the pet or the collar if the pet was
So that's potentially a future iteration we want to do. It's at the current time, we could definitely, with the more resources, putting silicone wrapping around the already built enclosure would solve that problem instantly, and would still give you all the features. Yeah.
It isn't clear to me how the chip communicates with the cellular network. There's no cell phone inside.
Yeah, so one of the parts we use, so one of the components that we incorporated in this was a GSM module. Now, GSM, that's basically the chip that goes into your cell phone right now. And that connects over to World Wide Web and connects to the internet where it updates all the information on the website.
So that'll
Yeah, it has a built-in SIM, like it has the built-in SIM card module, all that. It's basically like it's almost like there's a cell phone, which actually uses way less battery than a GPS solution.
Great work, guys. I know if I ever get a pet in the future, I'll look for you guys. But please welcome our next group who focus on creating a text-to-braille device.
Hello everyone, we are Feel Free, and this is our product, Text-to-Braille. So, who are we?
I'm Abraham Hong, Chief Software Engineer.
I'm Michael Marone, Chief Operating Officer.
I'm Christopher Almeida, Chief Design Officer.
And I'm Aaron Peterson, Chief Marketing Officer. Now, the problem we're trying to solve is twofold. First, blindness. There are 40 million individuals who suffer from blindness around the world, 280 who suffer from some significant degree of visual impairment, the vast majority of whom live in the developing world. Now, that's why we've coupled our problem with poverty. We in the first world have had the access to capital and the forethought to develop infrastructure for people with disabilities that allow them to lead lives as normal as possible, which they deserve. However, this fact does not hold true in many countries around the world. This graph proves that point. Now, our solution? We feel it's important to point out that in previous years, there have been other teams that have attempted to solve this problem with their own methods. We have a new technique that we feel is both innovative and successful. And we take a utility that we built in countries like the US, something like text-to-speech, which requires a lot of initial capital and develop technology, and we democratize it. We make it popular and make it available for everyone around the world.
So what does democratization mean? Because that's kind of an ambiguous word. Well, first it means that our product is going to be cheap and scalable. It's going to be universally accessible, and it's going to be easy to use.
And that gets us to our product, Text-to-Braille. Before we play the video, I'm just going to go through, if people haven't seen Braille, it's all around us. It's in a 3x2 format. So the traditional way, or the way that a lot of people in the past have thought about solving this problem, is by having each of the dots represented by a machine that would push it out. So that would get you to a specific character, but one that takes a lot of motors, and it's a lot of space for just something that's really tiny. So we ended up choosing to use one motor and using a system that already exists in something students have used throughout high school, even middle school, and that's a combination lock, which uses a tumbler system, so you only have one drive wheel, and that affects the other two wheels to create the characters that we have here. And in the video, it will be showing you how that works. This is the character recognition system. It goes through the Raspberry Pi, takes a picture of the letter that is on the paper, and that will translate over to the Arduino, which controls the motor for the product that we have here. In the Braille wheels, you'll see it in just a second. So, as you can see, there's only one wheel that's actually attached to the motor, and that's the one that affects the other two wheels, and it takes 3 rotations to affect the farthest wheel, 2 rotations to affect the middle wheel, and then 1 to just affect the one that's attached to the motor.
Okay, so when we say cheap and scalable, what we mean is there's only really 4 components. There's the Braille wheel with the servo, the Raspberry Pi, the Arduino, and a breadboard, which we need right now for the prototype, but as we move on, we're going to phase it out. And then to make one of these, it's only $75, so it's cheap. When we say universally accessible, first we're going to show you our CAD drawing. So this is a Braille wheel. This is 1/3 of the Braille character. This is the frame, which houses the servo and the wheels. And that was the frame cap. This is the frame. And this is our character recognition code. And then this is our Arduino code to control the servo. So, and all you need to do to access these things is have an internet connection and go to our website. As far as easy to use, everyone's born with this. 10 fingers. That's all it takes.
So moving forward, some improvements that we can make is one, improving the motors, and that's improving the motors would make it so that it's more accurate and it would be faster to get each character, because as you and I read, we read at different speeds, so people who read Braille also read at different speeds. Another improvement would be the frame, and that is one, scaling it up, because as of right now, to show you guys and to have a good demonstration, we have it scaled up 2:1. So when it's 1:1, it would be scaled down a little more, and we could add more Braille characters, and also there are sharp corners at the edges, so we'd want to remove that as blind people wouldn't be able to see where the sharp corners are. Machine learning would help with the character recognition, so it would help recognize sentences and also like capitalization and all that stuff. And batteries. This would help make it more portable, and it just so that as of right now it has to be plugged into a wall, and batteries would just make it so that you don't have to be next to a wall outlet and you could just take this wherever you want. And the most important thing about all of these improvements is that they can either be found as already existing and be added to our product, or they could be bought online, such as the batteries.
And we feel that our innovative technique is very important to our potential success in the future because of the fact that it reduces price very significantly. Motors are our most expensive component, especially as we scale them up and as we move forward to more advanced motors. And so by reducing motor numbers from 6 to 1, we reduce the total price by virtually 5/6, which is incredibly important for scalability and maintaining profits. Now, I'd like to take a slight detour away from technical performance and from our profitability and the economics of our product and move towards something more empathetic. So if you could, everyone, I'd like to ask you to close your eyes and participate in a small exercise. So everyone close your eyes and think about what you see. Absolutely nothing. Now imagine that you wake up every morning and this is what you see. It's what you see when you go to bed at night. It's what you see every single day throughout your lives, completing tasks from the boring and the mundane, the complex and urgent. This is all you have to see. It's a major disability. Now, we feel those people who suffer in that way deserve as much help as they can possibly get. So, why choose us to give those people that level of help? So I feel that I speak for the team when I say that don't invest in us because of our talent, though I feel that obviously our team is talented. Don't invest because we have profitable margins, though it's $75 and even lower moving forward, our margins will most certainly be profitable. Don't invest because of the market demand, though at 320 million people internationally, with virtually no competition, there will be market demand for this product. I would say you should invest in us because, as we've been taught by moral leaders throughout history, the likes of Mr. Rogers, Kennedy's, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and every other moral leader, we as humans have a moral obligation to our fellow man to better their lives, and especially us in a country like we live in, with access to education like we have, we especially have an obligation to everyone else and the rest of the world to better their lives and help those who suffer through no fault of their own. That is why we feel you should invest in us, our product, and our mission moving forward. Thank you. Questions?
In the back.
In your demo, you showed 3 cogs rotating, but don't Braille characters have more than 3 bumps?
Yes, so there's 2, so it's 2 by 3, and each one of our Braille wheels has either 2 dots on one side, so it's 4-sided, 2 dots, 1 dot on one side, 1 dot on the other side, and then nothing. So a Braille letter, like 1/3 of a Braille letter could be one of those combinations.
Yeah, a Braille character is a matrix 3x2, and so each individual wheel can compose two of those individual 6 dots.
So you can represent a Braille character with the 3 cogs in different positions?
Yes, you can represent every single letter in the Braille alphabet with our product.
Very clever.
Oh, yes.
Forgive my ignorance on this topic, but the the system that you're working with, are you going letter by letter, or is it word by word?
Yeah, so it's letter by letter. Do you want to go?
As of now, we only have it as letter by letter, but in the future, we're hoping to get it word by word, because the average size word in the English alphabet, or in the English language, is 4 and 4.5, I think. So we're planning on having at least 6 characters, so that we can at least have, those basic 4-letter words, 5, 6, and then if it's anything longer, then we're planning on implementing some kind of system at the end that'll make it so that the person reading would know that the letter hasn't finished, or the word hasn't finished yet. So that is what we're hoping to improve on in the future.
So in order to read a word, you need multiples of these side by side?
Yes.
Or you could just get a series of this, letter by letter. That's also why our improvements on this product moving forward are so important, because you can then develop, make it significantly faster, significantly more accurate, and simulate multiple words, an entire word at a single time.
And our product is also, it follows the regulations that there are with the Braille Authority, and so nationally, or internationally. So the spacing between each one of these characters, or one of these grooves, is the scaled up but correct spacing between each dot. So once we scale that down, it'll be like they're reading from a normal sheet of Braille.
Definitely looking forward to how you guys are going to continue solving this humanitarian issue in the future. But for the meantime, please welcome our next group, the creators of the SmartStance.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are SGM Technologies, and today we're excited to present to you all our new flagship product, the SmartStance. So, my name is Sasha Agapiev. I was the project manager for the SmartStance. I was chiefly in charge of the software, coding, and circuitry for the device.
My name is Gabrielle Livingstone. I was head of research and development. I was mainly in charge of coming up with the schematics of the device and seeing how everything would fit together. And unfortunately, our Chief Technology Officer, Michael Rees, was not able to make it, but he is still here in spirit. So, according to the American Chiropractic Association, back pain is the leading cause of disability worldwide. And this is mainly due to bad posture. Now, in addition to this, bad posture can not only affect your work life, but also your personal life. It can lead to, basically, it harms your self-confidence, and it also creates you seeming to be just not confident. So we saw this problem, and we thought that it's difficult to manage this problem in fast-paced office-style lifestyles. So we created SmartStance. It's a wearable device that tracks your posture and notifies you when you have bad posture by vibrating on a gradient scale. It's sleek and aesthetic, and it's practically unnoticeable during close. So it was made with a 3D printed casing, as you can see here, an Arduino microcontroller, a pressure sensor, elastic bands to fit around, and a battery to power the device.
So essentially, when the pressure sensor bends, it goes to an Arduino, which maps that to a gradient, so that the more you're slouched over, the stronger the vibration will be, and that notifies the user to correct their posture throughout the day in a subtle way, as you'll see in this video demonstration. Hopefully.
Hello everybody, we are SGM Technologies, and today we would like to talk to you about our new product, SmartStance. SmartStance is a product that will assist you in maintaining good posture in the work environment, allowing for a healthier and happier lifestyle. Here is a look at the product. This is the sensor used to detect the arching of your back. It is quite flexible, and when the arching is detected, it will vibrate like this. This long string here is used to bend the flex sensor when your back is arched, and is a key component in allowing the SmartStance to detect your posture. These elastic straps allow the user to wear the SmartStance around their chest and are made to account for a variety of body types. Here, we'll take a look inside of the SmartStance. The SmartStance uses an Arduino breadboard to receive inputs from the flex sensor as well as output a signal to the vibration motor. If you look in the upper right corner, you can see the motor used to generate the vibration when bad posture is detected. The SmartStance is powered using a standard 9-volt battery, which can be easily replaced. Here we can see our project manager, Sasha, testing out the SmartStance. Each time Sasha bends over, the string tugs on the flex sensor, generating a vibration that reminds Sasha that his posture needs to be corrected. Our goal here at SGN Technologies is to provide a means to prevent the leading global cause of disability, back pain, and managing your posture with SmartStance is the perfect way to do so.
So yeah, one clarification from that video, the device is meant to be worn under clothes so that you don't look like that when you're wearing it, but that was just for demonstration purposes. But anyway, what makes SmartStance special? We have an affordable design, like as you can, we use inexpensive materials. It's a simple layout so that parts can be replaced simply by the user as needed. There's not much complex tech going on. It's a simple yet durable design that you can rely on throughout the day in a multitude of scenarios. Because of its sleekness, you can wear it at school, at work, while giving presentations, etc. And yeah, it's just an unobtrusive way to improve your lifestyle with subtle reminders. But with this being the prototype, this is only the foundation for what we have in store for the SmartStance and all the ideas we have laid out later on. So our ultimate goal with the SmartStance is for it to be the premier wearable lifestyle device for workplace and academic settings. So to accomplish this, we have a few planned functionalities that we will implement later on, such as personal device for posture that's optimized with AI, that is tailored to each user specifically. We want to connect a website and application to sync data from the SmartStance so that users can see how their posture has progressed over the days, see whether they're improving, like what they need to focus on, give them more comprehensive feedback. And another thing, we want to add additional functionalities that can detect other types of movement, not just posture, such as nervous fidgeting during presentations, like I might be doing right now, or just other functionalities that will help the user with their lifestyle. So, with all of that being said, we hope that you choose the SmartStance as a way to improve your life and a way to set your priorities straight. Thank you.
Yes.
What is SmartStance different from Upright?
So, Upright, thank you for mentioning that. That's our primary competitor on the market right now. It's pretty much the same idea as our device, but the key difference is that costs $100 to purchase. Our device costs $15 to manufacture, and we plan on selling it at a very fair price of $25 for the first model. And also, Upright has the problem that you can't really access its components. It's a very small piece, and if you want to replace parts or it doesn't work, you have to go back to the store and have them do that for you.
It's just a logistical question, but since the bending sensor is attached by a string to the top of the back, am I correct?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to wear that under clothing?
Okay, so since we were limited with the ability of what sensor we could purchase through Amazon, the sensor isn't unfortunately quite thin. So in future products, our sensor would be cover more width of your back, so it can sense it more. So that the string wouldn't eventually be phased out.
Yeah, so it was a logistical issue with ordering parts that we'll fix in the future, and also even right now, the string itself is very thin, and I'm sure you can notice it, but generally not that obtrusive. Yes.
What would you do to make this smaller? Because it looks like it's about the size of a large pack of cigarettes, and it might be uncomfortable to wear on the back.
Okay, that's yeah, we do plan on making it smaller in the future. There is some unused space inside of the case that we'll get rid of by just printing a smaller case. We'll we'll manage some of the wiring and the circuit better, maybe even get a more efficient microcontroller depending on what the cost of that would be.
perpetually slouches, I think this would definitely be a great product for me to look into. But please welcome our next group, the creators of the backpacker, who aim to solve a similar problem.
Hello, I'm Caitlin.
I'm Alexandra.
I'm Ivan.
And we are ACOCO. Today we're here to tell you about the backpacker.
So this is what we're going to go over today. So, who are we? We're a group of skilled individuals with different backgrounds and credentials. We came together in 2002 with products by Graca and Potato Sack. Some of our notable alum customers include Bill Gates, Andy Hamilton, and Tatiana Jordan.
So we've all had back pain. Most of this can be attributed to backpacks, which flatten the natural curvatures of the spine and cause improper weight distribution and therefore pain. This problem was monumental to a lot of students and young professionals. And so we've developed an attachable posture correction system, keeping their needs in mind.
We did this by employing two of the most innovative modern technologies today, soft robotics and data science. The strategically placed sensors over here detect improper posture, causing these silicone bodies to inflate. This system can be easily detached and reattached to any standard size backpack.
So figure 4 and 5 shows the gentle curvature of the silicone padding, which is sufficient enough to correct the posture without causing any injury. So we have a small demonstration right now.
Yes, it did! This is the backpacker, an external backpack attachment that corrects your back posture in real time. Here, hold that. These can detect when the three natural curvatures of your spine are flattened or inverted, causing these little things to inflate and put your spine back into the right position.
Wow, that's so interesting. Does it actually work?
Yeah, it does. Actually, you can try mine. Here, all you need to do is flip these little bits out, and then you just attach it, since it's a backpack attachment. It's that easy.
Wow.
So all you do is just put it on a Velcro and take this and put this small little device in your backpack, and you zip it up, and no one will even know. Here you go. Thank you.
Oh, it feels better already.
I know, right? I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know how it goes. We love the backpacker!
So over time, our design evolved to consume less power, keeping it efficient. It also grew in size in order to better access the curvatures of the spine. In the future, we plan on making the backpacker more efficient in design and cost. We also plan on making it Bluetooth compatible. In the future, we also plan on extending this technology to posture corrective seating, Parkinson's disease patients for leg strengthening, as well as vehicular accident protection.
Our competitors have created products that are very, very uncomfortable and are static. These products force the spine back into place with noticeable and painful braces, unlike the backpacker. The Backpacka is the only attachable, adaptive posture-correcting device on the market that corrects the problem of backpack-related pain at its source. For only $50, you can have this perfect, innovative solution for students and professionals on the go. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes.
How much does it weigh?
So we haven't actually weighed the entire component together, but we would estimate about under 3 pounds. Most of the weight is contained within the actual in that actual portion, which goes inside the backpack, and the overall the effect that the Backpacka has on distributing the weight on your back basically cancels out the weight that it adds.
So those tubes, right? So I'm just a little curious on like how the physical implementation, like how that inflates is what they mentioned, and how reliable is that physical adjustment? Like does that wear out with the time, or how's that?
Yes, I can answer. Yes. Okay. So basically, within that that you put within the backpack, there are air pumps, which are incredibly small, and yet they manage to output about the weight of 50 pounds, like the equivalent of 50 pounds in if you count weight as air pressure. And over time, the silicone maintains its shape, and it only changes shape when the air is pumped in.
Yes.
So, in this current iteration, most of the backpack is for someone that has posture issues while they're sitting down.
So the Backpacka is mainly used to address posture issues at their source, since most posture issues stem from wearing a heavy backpack and being slouched down to the point where you kind of learn that behavior, and it becomes muscle memory to slouch down due to your backpack. And we're trying to correct that improper posture at its source rather than attacking the symptoms. We're trying to attack the source, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
And you didn't mention my part of the question that I asked, the reliability of that.
Okay, so in the current iteration, all of these silicone bodies are customizable, so that if you do have like pain that is not being addressed, you can move them around with the Velcro. And also with the reliability, usually it does inflate when you are slouching due to the sensors, and it does like sense when you have improper posture, and it also has a fail-safe, so if you're bending down to pick something up, it doesn't just go haywire, and all of them inflate, and so it just prevents like any sort of injury from like bending down or with the fail-safe.
I've been lugging around my thermodynamics textbook for quite a while, and my backpack is very heavy. I could use one of these right now. Please welcome our final group, the creators of the No Harm Charm.
Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah, they do.
Good afternoon, I'm Raja. I'm Samantha.
I'm Sarva.
And we are ProtectX. And today we're going to present to you guys about our product, the No Harm Charm Bangle.
So, who are we? We founded the company ProtectX in 1999 under the slogan, "Stay safe, stay protected, and be aware." And on the right, as you can see, we have many 5-star reviews from our happy customers. So, this is who we are. Once again, I'm Samantha, and I am the CEO of this company. I specialize in mechanical engineering.
I'm Sarva. I'm the creative director, and I specialize in mechanical engineering as well. I'm Raja, and I'm the product manager, and I specialize in chemical and biomolecular engineering. So, by show of hands, how many of you have ever felt unsafe walking around at night? We live in a pretty dangerous city, so the fact that the majority of you raised your hands is very unsurprising. Well, you're not alone. We've noticed this problem within our own community and realized that there is a large sense of fear and unsafety when people are walking around at night or in areas where they're not aware or haven't been to previously. So upon realizing this problem, we decided to create a product that would help with this sense of fear and increases one's sense of security and safety when they're in a new place or they're feeling vulnerable. One statistic that we decided to highlight are rape crimes, which also happen when people are in vulnerable or scared positions, and shouldn't happen as often as it should. And here's a video that we'll show to you guys with our product and a storyline in which it's applicable. And I'll click it. So our product is essentially a smart bangle that allows you to contact the police at the push of a button. It allows you to stay protected, stay safe, and stay stylish. So our primary charm consists of a 911 signaler that basically uses Arduino and a GSM shield that allows you to program a voice call, and it immediately sends this voice call to the police so that they can act accordingly. In the future, we hope to install and implement the Track It, which is a built-in GPS system that pinpoints your location and sends it to the police. Then we have Strike the Spike, which is a dip in the drinks kind of charm, and it allows you to dip your product into the drink and search for any contaminants, such as date rape drugs or any other such sorts. It uses the pH to see whether your drink has any contaminants. And finally, we have MedVoice, which sees if you have any medical allergies or any previously known medical conditions and alerts the people around you so that they can act efficiently in order to help you in any situation. So here's our initial design, and as you can see, the main charm is physically embedded into the bangle, so it comes with the bangle when you order it. These additional charms represent what we hope to implement in the future, and we want you to wear and prepare when you're using our product.
So as you can see on the board right now, these are the 3 steps of innovation of our most important charm, the 911 signaler. On the right is the final design of our bangle, and on the left is the CAD process of the creation of the bangle.
So as you can see, this is our final design. It's a split bangle because we wanted to incorporate the wires that we're using, which have to be soldered to the Arduino button, as you can see there. And on the right, you can see that there are many different personalizable features as we 3D printed different colors to show this. And over here, we have the laser printed charms developed in Adobe Illustrator to represent what future incorporations we can create. So, what are the advantages of our product? A similar product on the market already exists. Some of you might have heard of it, and it's called Life Alert. Life Alert is typically marketed towards the elderly or disabled and sends a notification to emergency responders with the press of a button, typically in the event of a fall or any other dangerous situation. Our product is different in that we're marketing it towards all audiences, women and men, including young children hopefully in the future, and it also has the advantage of being fashionable yet disguisable, meaning it creates easy access to a safety device in the event of an unsafe situation while being easy to wear and stylish so one doesn't feel uncomfortable or awkward when wearing it. On top of that, with the expansion of future charms, we also have the capacity of multiple safety functions, so it's an all-in-one type of product as we expand from the 911 signaler. And because it's 3D printed, it also makes it an extremely affordable product. So, why no harm charms? Currently, we're the leading product in the market for fashionable yet disguisable safety jewelry. We have over 100,000 protected users already who are extremely satisfied with their product, and we're constantly growing. We have projected company growth as demand increases for safety products so people can decrease their sense of fear and feel more confident when they go out at night. And additionally, with future innovations with future charms, as Sarah mentioned, the Strike the Spike and including the GPS one, we're going to expand our audience as more charms appeal to different people's needs and what kind of safety they're looking for. And we're guaranteed customer satisfaction as our product does what it does. So, wear and prepare. Any questions? Yeah.
You mentioned that when you press the button on the bracelet, it automatically calls the police, but it also sends an automated voice recording. Could you expand on that a little bit?
No, so the button, when it's pressed, it would call the police. The voice recording is the separate one, the med voice, which is supposed to record like someone saying what allergies they have. So if anyone was in danger, they could press the button on the bangle and it would tell them what they were allergic to.
Right now, the 911 signaler just sends the voice call to the police so that they get a message which tells them that there's an emergency so that they can act.
So in the future, we hope to participate or cooperate with the police so that they know like our product. So once they get a call without needing like any conversation between the victim and the police, they would know to come send help.
Oh yeah, additionally, we also want to, in future iterations, instead of just pressing the button once and making the call to the police, it would instead be maybe 2 presses or 3 presses in a pattern, so people aren't just calling the police randomly. Next question.
So you mentioned that you wanted to go for like women and men, but when I look at it, it looks mainly a product for women with the charms also. So like, how would you customize it for women?
For example, we have different colors, but we could also work to create more embedded designs so that they're not necessarily charms.
And also the charms are totally optional. You don't need the charms, and in my opinion, it's more like womanly, I guess you would say, because of the charms. If you take them off, it's a pretty simple, just like kind of a band that I think men and women could wear.
We changed our design from a bracelet to a bangle in order to incorporate both of these worlds. Question in the back.
2 questions actually. One, how is this device powered? And the second question is, how does it make the 911 call?
Okay, so starting with the second question, it makes the call through a GSM shield. So it kind of acts like a phone in a way. It's using a SIM card to call the police. And as far as how it's powered, because of our money constraints with only a $100 budget, we were unable to make an efficient powering system. So right now, it's just powered by the computer that it's connected to through the Arduino.
So when it goes with the GSM field, are you able to convey any information like your location or talking at all, or just calling?
Yeah, so that was our additional charm that we want to add in the future, which is the GPS, which is why in the future we want to work with the police. So once they get the call, there's no need for talking. It's just a GPS signal that's sent to them, and they can just come and send help.
Yeah, additionally, expanding off what Samantha just said, another thing we also want to include in future when we work on it is expanding the GPS capabilities of the GSM Shield. So maybe a charm idea in the future could be, a mother buys a no-harm charm bangle for her young child, and the child gets lost, they could press the button and send the location. Because the GSM Shield also does have GPS capabilities. But that will require work and iterations in the future. Any other questions? Okay, one more. Lucky question. Here you go.
So does the GSM Shield fit in that risk?
No, it definitely does not. The GSM Shield is really big and it has an antenna, which is why we want to improve into Bluetooth technology so that there are no wiring or any extra heavy materials in the bangle.
Thank you for that question. Thank you.
Thank you guys for a great final presentation to end on our competition. For now, please, everyone, give yourselves a hand for a wonderful semester and all the work.
Just to add on to that, Congratulations to all of you for being in the final RAD competition. All of your projects were really impressive. Good luck with the rest of the semester, the rest of the next semester. We will have a couple of awards, which we'll announce shortly. We're going to take some time to deliberate. We're going to be looking primarily into how much effort you put in this semester, as well as the technical capability that you were able to integrate into the project, with some consideration for the way that you were able to present and communicate that information. So we will be on the lookout for the announcement. We'll announce to the entire class the top winners. Out of the 6 of you today, we'll have 2 top winners and 2 runner-ups. The top 2 winners will get $200 per person. The next 2 runner-ups will get $50 per person. This is an award that you can hopefully put, again, on your resume to say that you performed very well during the semester. We will also ask the top 4 winners to come back next year during the first year convocation at the end of August, so that you can come and show off the projects that you've completed this semester. And hopefully provide the inspiration, if you remember from the short video you watched, a convocation about what you could potentially do for this semester and this year. So the last thing I want to do before we break out is bring all of the teams up here, and any of the faculty and the TAs that would like to be a part of this. We want to get one picture of all of you in here, since you did such a great job this semester.
Do we have a meeting today?
Okay, you can take it. So what we can do is move forward. We can have one row on the front here, and then another row on the side. Move forward. So people who are a little bit short have nothing. Raise your hand.
Change the lighting. Turn those lights off. Turn those on. The switch is back there.
It's okay. The S9 is pretty good on the.
Okay, let's try to turn the flash on.
Yeah.
All right, everyone say RAD. Oh, okay, a couple more guys. Oh, you guys did great.
Is it coming out of the top? All right, thank you all again.
I realized it when you need your
Yeah, so if there's 6,
fucking like took away so much of my time. It's like when you're curious. Worries kind of go away.
Thank you so much for
Go see me.
Thanks so much for
Like you're up there by yourself. You're really great.
They're both sick.
Four votes. Everybody that was here, make sure they're in the same thread. Well, different. Same.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Takes a little bit. I think this is very seamless. So I think we've got it now. We appreciate it. And thank you to I want to follow up with you. Either Anthony or we need to settle. Just pray about that. Perfect. That's great. Awesome. You want to go over that? And oh, the other thing is, are we for RAD?
So this was essentially like the new series. So you should probably get this on
You were so great job, MC. Thanks for everybody for everything. The biggest issue is yeah, so we'll definitely. Right now we're gauging like our size, and then we'll be sending out. This is best killing me. We're going to try and send out the announcements probably like tomorrow after. Too much for me. Any thoughts? Yes. And in fact, I think one thing that all of our communities